Am I the asshole for firmly stating I'm taking time for myself today? Edit at the top. If anyone cares. My mom and I talked out our differences and hugged it out, and I don't plan on going to do any creative writing today. I'm moving some furniture currently. I'm getting married in October. My bride-to-be's bridal shower is on Sunday. Naturally, there is a lot to be done about this, as it's being hosted at my parents' house in their backyard, where I live. My bride and I live with our parents until we move in together after the wedding. The majority of the tables, chairs, kitchenware, dishes, etc. are all set up. People have their dresses and have RSVP'd. Everyone who is attending knows when to be at my parents' house and where it is. The tent was built yesterday by a rental company, which I helped direct. My bride and her mother are preparing food and things today and tomorrow, as is my mom. I have made it very clear with my bride that I will help how I can, whenever I can. I believe I've been accommodating and helpful and promise to continue to do so. As a hobby, I do creative writing, and had planned on doing it today. I understood that I will likely need to help out today, but my bride said it was okay to take some time to myself to do creative writing. This morning as I was brushing my teeth, my mom came over to the bathroom and told me she had a dentist appointment today and would be busy all day getting ready for the bridal shower. I chuckled at the coincidence and said that I have a dentist appointment, too, today. My mom asked me if I was going to do creative writing at the library today, to which I said I would be for a little bit, and I could help her afterwards. She stated she had a lot to do today, and asked me if I could not do any creative writing today. Which, I clearly and firmly responded that no, I planned out doing something for me today, and that was important. That the bridal shower was not for me at all, and I wanted to give myself some time to myself before I helped out, but still would. My mom scoffed at my response, which I got upset over, and said, "Why are you having a reaction to me wanting to do something for myself?" She responded, how she wanted to do things for herself too, today, but that we all have responsibilities to uphold. I repeated how, I'm doing this for me today. She scoffed again and stated that, in a marriage, things for the other person are things for you, and how could I say this isn't for me when it's for my fiancé? To which I said, Mom, you can do things for yourself today, too, no one said you can't. I encourage you to do so. She stormed away, where I stated, you did not like my response, and I'm sorry, but you chose to have the bridal shower at the house. We didn't need to have it here if it was too much stress. You offered to help. I will help set up more, but I'm taking time for me today. Which my mom responded through half-strained eyes, and then this will be the last time I offer to help. Which I once again stated, you didn't like my response and you chose to react this way. She finally said, I'd like to stop talking. Am I the asshole for firmly stating I wanted part of the day for myself and that the bridal shower wasn't for me? Edit. Here is more info. I planned on spending all day tomorrow assisting in the cooking process in whatever form that takes, decorating the tent, and making the house even tidier than it already was going to be. Today, a professional cleaner was coming by and to deep clean the house, which I was going to neaten up before my dentist appointment. Edit number 2. I was going to spend 60 minutes to 90 minutes maximum writing today. Edit number 3. She wanted me to move a few boxes out of the cleaner's way so they can clean, which she only told me after the fight via text, which I have already accomplished as of the moment of writing this comment. The only thing going on is the cleaners today. She wanted no one in the house while the cleaners came, which we are all accomplishing. She didn't tell me about moving any boxes until today, which I gladly would have done yesterday. My mother likes to entertain and the house is already in great condition. I never asked her to have the house deep cleaned. Edit number 4. I should have been better and really need to be better. I'm rather sensitive about my writing time, as it's the only thing that I feel I get as alone time. I have a lot of deep-seated stress with my mom that goes back a long time. This is just one of many moments where she has tried to control the wedding, my life, my career, etc. I would probably read the author of this as young, as well. She, unfortunately, comes up a lot in my therapy, and, sadly, always seems too busy to attend sessions with me together. I'm not the only person she's fought with over the years, including my father, brother, sisters, aunt, etc. Thank you all for your judgments. You sound insufferable. You are the asshole. I take issue with you claiming that the shower is not for you at all. You won't be using any of the household gifts or money that will be received? Everything is 100% for her? You are the asshole. Your parents are hosting a bridal shower for you fiancé. That is a really nice gesture to welcome her into the family, and ultimately is about you too since you are their child. She is your fiancé, and this is about your upcoming wedding. Is this one day of writing really so critical that you couldn't have compromised with your mom a bit? Nah. You took some time in a day for yourself, but still planned to help. She's stressed, and is looking for help to relieve some of that. I wouldn't call her an asshole either. Info. How old are you and the bride? Am I the asshole for getting my sister removed from the will because of her husband? I, F24, have a sister, F29, who has been with her husband, M30, for 8 years. My sister is very hard-working with a good-paying job. Brother-in-law, however, has been job hunting for at least 5 years. Personally, I believe it's Bil's ego and his laziness stopping him from getting a job. Any job I would offer would be rejected because, with his experience, he at least deserves to be a manager and the money is too little. My sister is no contact with our mum, completely understandable because unfortunately my mother can be manipulative and is a borderline narcissist. The worst is her victim complex. However, the catalyst was when brother-in-law lied to my sister and told her our mum gifted them $20,000 when in actuality my mum said she would loan it to them. My sister sided with brother-in-law and claimed our mum was being manipulative, but our mum argued that it's a ridiculous gift, especially if it's to buy a property. This would be their third. Mum already paid for 2. Mum then blew up because by this point, she was paying brother-in-law $100,000 to be her assistant, but he was barely working, about 5 hours days, 3 times a week, and always coming up with excuses to skip. He then left after 6 months, which is when I started working for mum. Recently the talk of inheritance arose due to dad's cancer diagnosis. My parents are separated, but mum has lots of assets including $1 Malel life insurance, $2 Malel home and 12 properties. This is under a family trust she manages. Here's where I think I'm the asshole because I convinced my mum to split her assets equally between myself and my brother, excluding the life insurance. Somehow my sister found out and has asked we contest the will or draw up a contract to share the inheritance. I refused because in my opinion inheritance is earned. Besides, mum is alive and healthy so she can change her mind. My sister is upset and says that she deserves it just as much as we do, but I disagree. I work 12 hours days with my mum, driving her around, managing everything whilst also being my dad's caregiver. My sister also wants to throw mum into a nursery home whilst I would take her in. She said our brother didn't earn his keep, but he's only 19 and a student. Therefore the expectations should match that. Plus he does the business, artwork, chores and works part-time. I told her she and her husband can't expect anything from someone they haven't spoken to in a year, and now her argument is that me and my brother already have enough. Mum bought us 3 properties each, whilst she has to share with her husband and kids. My sister says I am selfish, but I've worked my whole life under my parents. Honestly, I think it's the stress of being the only source of income for a family with 2 young kids that is getting to her. I do feel for her. She's expressed she's worried she might lose her job because she can't dedicate time to her career because of the kids, but both go to childcare 3 times a week and if brother-in-law is unemployed. I don't know why this is. On the other hand, my sister and brother-in-law have always been entitled. Before, when brother-in-law worked for mum, they would take mum's credit card for groceries and other shopping and not tell her. They also did the same with my dad. More than anything, I don't want Bil's laziness to be rewarded with my mum's hard work. Though I don't really like my mum, she's a narcissist, but still my mum. It's all complicated feelings. I cannot deny she has set us up for life. To think of all the hardships mum endured migrating to Australia and juggling 3 jobs whilst pregnant to build her dream house, and it could end up in brother-in-law hands, makes my heart clench. So am I the asshole? If it was my sister and kids I wouldn't mind, but her and brother-in-law are a package deal. Note: all family members, except Sis and Bill, agree with this sentiment, but I do feel guilty. I don't know how to ensure only my sister benefits, not Bill. Another note: the 12 properties are under a family trust as we built them ourselves. Brother-in-law is not included in our family trust, however Sis has put brother-in-law name on the title of all properties mum has bought her. My sister will always get her fair share of the life insurance. Another note: I mentioned this in a reply, but we specifically want the 12 properties to remain under myself and my brother's care so we can pass them down to my sister children and my brother's future children. My sister or brother-in-law would likely try to sell them. They are not mortgage-free properties and we still need to manage REM. Also, I don't plan on having kids, so it's pointless for me to have this. Because I won't have kids, my niece and nephew will inherit everything of mine. Currently the original loan for the properties have me and my parents liable. You are the asshole. These are not your decisions to make. You're destroying family relationships over greed, pettiness, and self-righteousness. You're being a selfish ehs. You're all entitled brats. None of you earned any of this but your mother. I hope she writes you all out of the will and donates her money to charity. Not the asshole. This is your mom's decision and you voiced your opinion. She has the final say. She could accept your opinion or not. If your sister is NC with mom, why does she think she would get anything? NC to me means no contact including assets. However, if your mom decided to exclude you too, that's her decision. It doesn't have anything to do with earning anything. You are the asshole for manipulating your mother to disinherit your sister. Doesn't sound like you even need more. You are just pathetically greedy. Info. What the fuck? Would I be the asshole if I bought tampons for a teenager? I'm 24F on a yearly, 10-day-long vacation with my BF, 24M, and his family. Normally we stay at the lake, but this year we're staying at an Airbnb with a pool. The first few days, his little cousin, 14F, wasn't getting in the water. I asked her why. She let me know it was her time of month. I asked if she uses tampons. She said no, she doesn't like them as they are uncomfortable. I left the topic alone and just tried to console her. A few days later, she's in the water, but her older sister, 17F, is not. Her 17F boyfriend, who's also 17, is staying here with us, and he's playing with the kids in the water while she sits out with the dog. I asked her the same thing, was she going to get in the water today? She said no, it's also now her time of month. I said if she liked to use tampons. She said she doesn't mind them but her mom doesn't want to buy them for her, for what I assume are misogynistic reasons. BF's family is very, very traditional. I got kind of upset and told her that I would buy some for her today, and keep them in my room if she needed any. I mentioned it to my boyfriend later on and said I thought it was weird that her mom prevented her from using tampons. He told me I should definitely not buy any for her as that would not only overstep her mother, which I understand, but also send the wrong message. I asked him what he meant, and he starts spewing out misogynistic nonsense. Basically his points were, she shouldn't be putting anything up there, so I reminded him that tampons are sanitary and non-sexual, and that since it's a pool vacation she will miss out. He said it's about protection, which really pissed me off. I mean the girl is 17 years old, a senior in high school, her boyfriend is literally here with us, like newsflash? He was very respectful about it and said it was just his opinion, but I'm still upset over this ideology. That's not the point of the post though. Would I be the asshole if I bought my BF's little cousin tampons today so that she can get in the pool water? Info. The mother of the girls is BF's aunt, not his mother. I've been with boyfriend and his family for nearly 6 years. We are staying in a remote location. She wouldn't be able to purchase anything without the help of an adult with a car. She didn't express that she wanted a tampon. I offered and she said thank you, but did seem generally indifferent. She does have an older sister, our age, who could have helped her and I'm not sure why she didn't ask. I'm only assuming that this is the reason her mother won't let her use them. I should get a clear reason from her mother but I'm afraid it will create tension. Update. Thanks for the awards. I've thoroughly enjoyed reading all the comments and hearing some other opinions. Thank you for the people who offered alternative solutions, like a menstrual cup or period underwear. It's just not feasible given our location for the trip. And thank you for those who urged me to talk to BF. We had a long conversation about this and I showed him the post and comments. He admitted that it may not have been his place and that he could change his opinion over time, but for now still holds that I shouldn't overstep the ant. I'll continue to pry deeper into his ideologies that have recently been popping up and see if he's willing to learn more about women and sexism. It was also admittedly wrong of me to jump to conclusions regarding her mom's perspective, as someone also mentioned that it could be another concern, like money, high risk of TSS, etc. Unfortunately, due to all of this period talk, I have started my cycle as well, great, and have purchased tampons that are wholly and intentionally just for me. Taking all of the comments and opinions to heart, I'll see if she's swimming again the next time. We didn't end up using the pool today, and I will just mention again that I have some tampons in my room if she needs some, and leave it at that and nothing more. I can't just leave it in the open in the bathroom as period products, make the men uncomfortable. I'll also talk to her older sister about it, who I'm decently close to, and find out what's going on regarding that. She has much more say-so than I in the girl's life and would be able to make a better decision. But it's the best solution I can come up with without overstepping boundaries, just offering it, and keeping it accessible, instead of forcing it on her. Not the asshole beyond how archaic the ideology they consume is you didn't give them to her. You told her that you'd get some and keep them in your room if she wanted any. You made her an offer that she can take up or refuse and didn't force it on her. If you had given her the box and insisted she use them, then maybe I'd see where an issue could arise, but there's nothing wrong with empowering her to have the option. Also, JFC, why do people still believe in this BS? Not the asshole. I had a similar experience as a young teenager where my grandmother said tampons were for married women only. Such a ridiculous opinion to have, and my cousin bought some for me because it's what I preferred to use at 15. Tampons do not take away your virginity. If a girl wants to use it, she should be able to. Her parents' lack of education is sad. You're wrong about one thing. The ideology is the point of the post. This family, and I am including your partner, is fully of misogyny and simply inaccurate positions pertaining to women's health. Wish those girls good luck and leave this family as fast as you can. Certainly before you have a child that will be raised in that circle. Not the asshole. People who think tampons are sexual in any way need to get over themselves. I've used them almost exclusively for most of my bleeding life and it has never once felt sexual. There is such a fucked up and creepy need some people feel to protect a girl's vagina. It's nauseating. Prohibiting her from using tampons at 17 years old is outrageous. You're not the asshole, but I'd buy them for myself and offer one for pool time. Am I the asshole for not giving my sister the wedding gift she wanted because of how she treated my girlfriend? My girlfriend Naomi and I have been together for over a decade. My younger sister, Sarah, and my girlfriend have never been super close but are friendly when we get together, or I guess they were. When Sarah was in high school, Naomi helped her out with some personal things. Sarah got married a few days ago. When Sarah announced her engagement to the family, she asked Naomi to be a bridesmaid, which surprised us a little, but Naomi was very excited because she's never gotten to do it before and probably won't have the chance. I want to be clear, there was no suggestion from either of us Sarah should ask her. It was about 2 seconds after she told us she was engaged. She said that she was so grateful to Naomi for the help when she was younger, and Naomi was very touched. A few weeks later, Sarah posts her bridesmaid proposals brunch. Naomi wasn't there. Sarah never said it to either of our faces directly, but clearly she'd changed her mind. Naomi was hurt but said she understood because she hadn't expected the ask anyway. That would have been fine, but then a few months later Sarah asks Naomi to go to the bachelorette party and also come get ready the day of with her friends and bridesmaids. Same thing, Naomi says yes and even helped her find a good place to go and a rental. A month and a half before the wedding, I'm talking to my mom on the phone and she mentions that Sarah's at her bachelorette. No mention of it to Naomi. Now I'm kind of pissed because Naomi was clearly very hurt at 2 invites and then being sort of ghosted. A week before the wedding, Naomi texted Sarah and asked about getting ready and hair and makeup, and Sarah responds acting confused and basically tells her nicely to just come with me. Then I was really pissed. Sarah wanted this really expensive baking mixer thing for a long time and I got it for her wedding gift. My mom had ruined the surprise, so she expected it. But after everything with Naomi, I felt like being petty, and I cut her a check instead and returned the mixer. A few days after the wedding, Sarah texts me saying, "I don't know how to ask this, but what happened to the mixer?" And I responded, I didn't know how to ask, but what happened to treating my girlfriend like a freaking human being? Now my brother and my new brother-in-law and my mom are all texting me saying, WTF, and that I'm ruining her happy time. Naomi for her part says I probably shouldn't have done that, but she feels a little vindicated. AITA. Update. So I talked to Sasha and things just got more confusing. She said when she asked Naomi to be a bridesmaid, she meant an honorary bridesmaid. She then said for the bachelorette party, Naomi had told her she works most weekends, so she didn't think that Naomi was able to attend and was just helping her to plan. Naomi said that she told Sarah to give her dates so she could take off. Naomi is a very non-confrontational person and had asked me to not bring up the bridesmaid or bachelorette things because she didn't want RO feel like she was pushing in at the time, which is why I didn't. The makeup thing, my sister said that Naomi had told her she would do her own hair, so she didn't see a reason for her to come get ready with them. My sister is still pissed at me and says I ruined her honeymoon period. She's not on a trip. And some other really crappy stuff, so I just hung up on her. She also said that not giving the mixer was rude to her and her husband, which is hilarious because my brother-in-law probably figure out how to turn on the oven without neon flashing signs. Thanks for all the comments. I've never seen that many on any Reddit post I've ever made in my life. Not the asshole, your sister treated your girlfriend like garbage and didn't deserve the expensive gift. I personally love your level of petty. Not the asshole. I think it's brilliant how you stood up for your girlfriend, and your sister is lucky you got her a gift at all. Does memory loss run in your family? I think your sister was an ass here. Either don't invite or stay with whom you invited. Rescinding invites like that without a cause, it's asshole behavior. I assume I would have reacted similarly. Probably would have been a monetary gift from me. Edit. Forgot to add not the asshole. Not the asshole, and I love your response and the way you stood up for your girlfriend. Clapping hands, light skin tone. Clapping hands, light skin tone. Clapping hands, light skin tone. Not the asshole. I wonder if Sarah spun a completely different story to the others.